Welcome to the DYB Podcast, where each week we share strategies and stories to inspire you to double your business so that you can have financial freedom, time for your family, and make an impact in your community. We sell the DYB poster for $100, but you can get a printout of the DYB system PDF for free. Get your copy at dybcoach.com/DYB-system. And now, this week's episode.
Hello and welcome to Mastermind. Our mission is to build million-dollar businesses so that we can have financial freedom, time for our families, and make an impact in our communities. Let's kick it off with some big wins. Daryl, lead the way, please.
Yeah, jobs are going really well, but on a side note, my Rotary, I've been president for 3 weeks now. That's been going really cool. I was extremely nervous last Thursday because I had my first board meeting as board chair. So I've never had to do motions and passes and all that, but it actually went very well. I was really excited about that. And we've had some good people come in and join in, and the Rotary's been going really well. So
That's awesome. We were just talking about books before we started the meeting. Did you study up on bylaws?
no.
Oh,
We
it's
voted on
perfect.
it.
Yeah. So that's something you want to read just before you go to bed. It'll put you out real fast.
Yeah, good sleeping, yes. You don't need sleeping pills, no need NyQuil.
Yeah, no. Excuse me, studying bylaws. Awesome. Thank you, Daryl. Florian, welcome back.
Good morning, guys. Big win. I've been away for almost 6 weeks now. It was a big vacation, actually. But meantime, I was following up with my crew all the time. They're doing very fine, no question about. They have some gaps, but all over, it's very good. So the big win, which probably I'll share with you later, is when I finish that book, Hire Better People Faster. Okay, and by the end of the book, I don't remember what pages, but it's a 90 days process, and it's called 4, 8, 12. So it looks like in the book, they are separating there in 4 weeks, how you follow up with your employee, in 8 weeks and 12. So I did a SOP for that, and I'm very happy about it. So I have all the steps and everything. Probably I'll share with you guys later or probably tomorrow if you see it, so you can make some correction, but I'm very proud of it. Even with my crew, they have 40 hours, 4 guys every week. So trying to catch up with my schedule right now. There are 2-3 jobs that are coming up. One actually is very big. So I'm working on the numbers, and it's probably 120,000 probably. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't put anything in the papers yet, but I'm expecting to have 4 guys for 3 months, full days, all those 3 months. I haven't put any numbers yet, but just in my mind, when I saw the job, I said, it's going to take 3 weeks. Those are my big wins.
Yeah.
A lot of closing
awesome.
business so far, so we'll see. I haven't put the numbers yet, but that's what I have.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Florian, and looking forward to going over that SOP with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. Thank you also for offering to share it with the Mastermind. So that's what Masterminds are all about. Big wins.
It has been pretty busy, and we're actually just wrapping up a job that we started back in November. It wasn't a big job, but boy, oh boy, those trades really delayed us. So the customer finally had the electrician put the finishing smashes into the wall, and we're getting it all fixed up and giving them their house back.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Glad to hear that. Thank you. Hey, Jesus.
Yes, mine is not being the delivery boy. And I talked to this about Steve because most of the day I would spend my day delivering the tools and picking up stuff, moving stuff, ladders and stuff like that. So I feel good. I definitely got some time back to focus more on the business because driving around really took a lot of energy from me, and it was just waste of time.
Yeah, that's not a high value use of your time. So that's exciting. Way to go. Got it done and delegated. Fantastic. All right, Isaac, big wins.
Hey guys, a few here. I got my van fully built out, so I've been had that on the priority for months, and finally got that done. Finally got paid from my crazy lawyer client who wouldn't pay me, and I convinced an all-star to leave his job to come work with me, so he's going to be starting in 2 weeks. And our reputation's growing and continuing to book more work, so right now we're out till September. And yeah, even though it feels like things to be honest, suck right now on a lot of fronts. They're also really good on others. Staying positive and motivated and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
So for context, this is great. The attorney, it was about $25,000, and he just started giving Isaac the worst time imaginable. And Isaac went ahead and lawyered up, and it flipped. And I believe that customer, the attorney customer, even came and apologized to you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
That's
know
a
that.
big deal.
Yeah.
Wow, an apology from an attorney. I've never heard of such a thing.
I know. Yeah, like I got paid, and then that made it so I had to come through on the rest of my contracts that I still hadn't finished out. Right now, I'm about 90% done on his $36,000 exterior, and then I'm also now starting to prep inside to finish out the main level of the third phase of the interior, which will be another 20,000. So it's like I got paid and I can still finish out the rest of a good paying job. Yeah. And now I've still got the lawyer retained. And so he's still got my back, and the client lawyer isn't really allowed to talk to me. So that
Nice.
makes things better.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
What a
sure.
turnaround too, because I know how hard that was, but you persevered, and that's a really
Yeah.
big deal. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was looking at a $25,000 loss. And on top of that, the client at the time was threatening to more, and he wanted him to do more work without being paid, and it was intense. And
Yeah.
so, well done, Isaac.
Thank you.
All right, Daryl, what's one thing we could brainstorm for you to help you to double your business faster?
Yeah, actually, there was one thing I forgot to mention on my big wins. We talked about buy back your time. I've been talking with my mechanic. He's in the field a lot working, and I keep bringing that book up. And anyways, I've been talking a lot of business with him, and he's getting a lot of cool ideas off of us, what we teach here in Mastermind. Anyways, it's really cool. I met with him. He's a mechanic, okay, and he said my F-250 diesel had an oil pan leak in, and it was going to be like a 24-hour job or something. I can't remember what he said it was. I took it to the Ford dealership, and I'm paying them to do it because I could be making more money here. He goes, like, I'm listening to you. He goes, I'm buying back my time. So him and I, and the cool thing is I've had a lot of different mechanics I always try to do all of my business with. And this is the first one that's actually given me business back too. So he gave me it was only an $800 something job, but I quoted him 1,100. And I finished it so fast, I had to charge him $823 because I finished it way too fast. And I still made over $100 an hour on that one because it's just a small job. So it was really cool. But my thing is not a problem that I'm having, but a problem that I had. And Steve and I talked about it. Culture, it's like having a wife. You got to make sure you're always constantly loving her, taking care of her. Culture is the same way in your business. You think things are going good, you're slacking some things. And I've had great culture for 6, 8, 10 months. I can't remember. And then all of a sudden, I'm on vacation 2 weeks ago, and I get a call from one of my guys, Luis. He's, man, Sherman thinks I stole his battery, his DeWalt battery. And I was like, what? And I get a call from my other guys. Hey, this guy, Sherman, thinks Luis took your battery. And I was like, oh no. So I'm on vacation, and I'm sitting here trying to figure this out. We had great culture. And so Sherman and I sat down in my office when I got back, and I didn't accuse him, didn't get mad, even though I was upset that he accused somebody of being a thief. And so I talked with Sherman. I said, hey, you could call somebody a liar. You can call somebody a murderer, a gossiper, a drunkard, whatever. That stuff's not really offensive, but you call somebody a thief, that's a really harsh word and something that you just can't take back. And I said it in a very sweet way. And after about a 30-minute conversation, he felt bad for accusing Luis, even though he had to have taken it. We were on the same job, and he walked off with one of my other tools a few jobs ago, and I got it back, but he didn't steal it, but it was just one of those deals. So I'm like, he had to have taken this. Well, anyways, a week and a half later, which was about a week ago, Sherman sends out a text and says, I owe Luis a big apology because I found my battery. And I just say all that to say that, man, we've got to be so quick to not judge because we don't know what's going on. And I tell you, I was feeling your pain, Isaac, losing some employees. And I was like, man, I was literally thinking of letting Sherman go over this because his attitude just tanked. And anyways, it ended up going really well and the culture's back, but it made me really think about some things that I got to do to keep pumping that, because we get kind of complacent, things are going well, and then because of the relationship that I've built with my team, I was able to be very direct with both of the parties on the issue there, and it got squashed. So it was really good. Yeah. Anyways, that was my deal. If we have time at the end, I might have one more. So of a
Okay.
small thing.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. What can we brainstorm for you?
So along with Sherman, he's been an all-star. He's been great. He moved here about 8 months ago because he was going through a divorce with his wife.
Mm.
And about 3 months ago, his wife and him started working things out. It's really over a personal issue. It's not business, but it's affecting business.
Mhm.
And they got into a fight. She came in to live in his house and she got in a fight with him and she left, found out that she was doing drugs. So they're going back and forth. He would kick her out, then they'd come back. And he's a strong guy other than this, but we have a little bit of concern with Sherman because this is a personal thing. So we've got to be really careful how to handle this from the business end of it. But now he's moved his wife into the house and we're watching how things go with Sherman. And like I said, he's a really great guy. He really is. He's very dependable. He's very loyal. He loves everybody, but the whole team is really worried about Sherman and his wife. So I'm wondering about maybe trying. And the cool thing is they both showed up at my church this last Sunday. So that was really cool. But I'm wondering about maybe providing marriage counseling. I don't know if that's something I should get involved in, because they have enough respect for me to know that I can care about them. I've earned that respect to go talk some personal things with them, but I don't know how to approach that.
This is a good question. Yeah, so we actually offered marriage counseling as a benefit for our team. And so to go about it, I would just let them know, say, listen, I'm not trying to get in everybody's business. I know that marriage is tough. Marriage takes work. There's no such thing as happily ever after. Every marriage takes work. Every marriage has its ups and downs. The idea is that we want fewer downs and more ups. And when the downs hit, we want them to bounce back up faster. And it's possible. But we all go through this. And there are tools and strategies that we can use to have an easier marriage so that things go well for all of us. And so I'd like to offer, if you're interested, I'd be happy to offer to pay for some marriage counseling to help you guys learn some of these communication tools and strategies so that marriage is easier for you and you spend more time on the highs than you do in the lows.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that because we all know if marriage is going bad, that everything else in your life is going bad. And like I said, everything seems to be going good right now, but I need to do something so that when something bad happens or even prevent it, we've already taken it. Okay, good. That's good to know that you've done that, because I'm gonna start looking locally. We're a little bit limited in our geographic area, but I know there's got to be somebody out here that'll do that. So I'm gonna look into that.
So do everything you can to encourage them. Statistically speaking, the man or the husband won't go to counseling until he's done. So that's going to be the hard part. And they just do it as a last effort, ditch effort, so that they can get divorced.
Yeah.
So if that's not the case, you want to encourage him and try to lead with the benefit to him.
Yeah.
And it sounds like
he's a good listener, so
Yeah.
I think I can work on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, our pleasure. Florian, what can we brainstorm for you to help you to double your business faster?
Okay, so when I came back, the first thing what I discovered, like the first month, was missing tools. Like they had a vacuum, I just bought it like 2 months ago. It's missing wheels and some kind of another tool. So I called the foreman and say, hey, what's going on? He was like, I don't know. I said, listen, we have to solve the situation because I cannot go and buy every month like tools. So when I'm gone, you have to be on top of it and figure out every job when you go. Just try to organize everything, and in the end, take a look what they need and what is missing. So that's the first issue, and I don't know how to address that to the other employees. And the second day is 8 o'clock in the morning. He's another job. I am another job with another two guys. So I try to, they are Spanish guys, very nice guys, but they work together all the time. The thing is, I can see that lady has been working for me for 8 months, and I said, start painting. We have to do this room and this and that. She comes back and she's crying. I cannot work anymore with Marlo. I said, what's going on? No, I have to leave. I said, what's going on? And then she found another guy there to translate because her English is not good. So she said there was a kind of miscommunication or probably trouble because, okay, he started cutting and she has to roll. And that's the only issue. I talked to them for about 5 minutes and they're going on and on. And today they're still working together, but I don't know how to solve that issue in the future so we don't have any problem. I told them, hey, I don't want any drama on the job site. You don't have to talk to another employee, another company. Try to translate. So first thing you have to do, you come talk to me. So what do you guys think? How can I address that in the future so it's not going to happen anymore? Because the company is like you are on the job site and it's everybody comes there, see kind of drama or fighting. It's not good. So what do you think, guys?
Crucial conversations.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Crucial conversations.
Yes.
Got to be direct with them.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you watched that summary, Crucial Conversations, yet, Warren?
No. What is
I
that?
watched it several times.
Yeah,
6 minutes.
And I never heard about it.
I want most times not to be pointing the finger. I go in there as a student asking questions. I'm noticing this. What can we do to not do this? Or what can we do to be better? I had to get rid of an employee to straighten out because I've had those issues. Find out it was usually one employee that was doing it and others would follow suit. So I don't have those issues so much anymore as far as the getting tools messed up or lost or anything like that. But if you get one employee doing it, others are going to start following suit. So I'd find out who the lead person is on that and ask questions instead of stating, because we all know we need to be better. What are we going to do to be better? That's the question.
The thing is, I had a job like 2 months ago, so we finished it, and both of them are working together. And they are from Guatemala, so they have the same language, let's say. They understand each other very well. They broke something, and I didn't know that. They went to the foreman, they were talking, the lady was saying, oh, Marlo did this and that. And he came to me and saying, oh, they broke a vase. And I said, listen, it's not going to happen anymore. You come and talk to me. I don't want to face any issue. When the owners come home, you got to be honest. Honestly goes far away. It's everybody respects. So what I did, I called the owner and I said, hey, we had an accident that happened and they were very fine. They didn't have any problem with it. And I explained to them, you see how it goes? Now, because that thing happened, this guy, Marlo, come and talk to me and said, okay, here's a video. She's on the phone. So it's something going on between them. And I said, listen, from here now, and I told you before, I said, if I see somebody on the phone, please, you have to understand, you go home, you never come back. So let's see how it's going to work. I don't know. But I haven't seen anybody so far being on the phone either. But I'll take a look at that personal conversation. Thank you, Steve, for sending. But all over, they work very well, don't have any problem. The problem between them, what I understand, is because he's more production guy and she is more quality person. So but I let them to work together because they can check. And I say to them, listen, when you walk in the room, check each other. If you see something, just point it. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah. You have people on your team, you're going to need to have crucial conversations. It's a recurring part of leadership. And it's important that, excuse me, you what's chapter 7, culture, you get what you tolerate. It's important you don't tolerate drama and miscommunications and keep things cleared up. So that video I sent you, save it. Everybody should save it. And you're going to review it probably once every 90 days just to get firm back up on the best way to approach these situations. And it's fantastic. Again, you don't have to read the book. This is not a book I recommend because the book is, I'll put it politely and say, dry. It's a corporate book. The summary gives you everything you need to get it done and to help you to sort these matters out. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Craig.
Things are going well. Like culture's good. The employees are getting some work done, so that's good. I guess I'm just looking forward. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the schedule and just wanting to keep them busy. So right now I'm booked up till I've got August maybe halfway booked, but then after that we're drying up a touch. So I just want to keep the funnel full. But yeah, I guess I'm more in a marketing mindset. I have been doing a little bit of door to door, a little bit of courtesy canvassing, and then of course the networking events, both Rotary and BNI. Yeah, just wondering I obviously just look at the DYB scorecard and see which ones I can shore up on. But if
Step
anybody
one
has
is go through the scoreboard and fill out everything you're doing. And everything you don't fill out, those are all the opportunities for you.
Have you got any
Step
leads
one.
off your door to door?
I got a couple at the beginning. I did a few estimates. I landed none of them, but it is what it is.
Makes
Not
you better.
yet. You're following up, right?
Yeah.
You already know what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I answered my question, didn't I?
Yeah, cool. Okay, right on.
Okay, next person.
Good. Yeah, everything.
We'll have time for Daryl's extra story at the end because of me. So you're welcome, Daryl.
Yeah, just do everything you can to stay top of mind your customer list. Make sure you have all your follow-up phone calls scheduled. All right, for all your estimates that are out, that's very important. Be an extrovert about this, not introvert, and get after it as hard and as fast as you can. Make sure you send handwritten note cards to all the estimates that you've got out there too. Just say, hey, thank you for having me out. It's a pleasure to meet you. And leverage networking and leverage the ABAs. The ABAs are huge. From gourmet cookie contests are tons of fun, and the remarkable presentations. You were doing those a few years back. You're doing a great job of those. I'd kick those going again because you can take those, turn around, post them to social, email them to your customer list, right? It's more value and entertainment to send out there, which is what people Gladiator taught us. Are you not entertained? You know, community spotlights, giving value in your community. And then again, you email those out, you post those with social, right? So just keep going with the ABAs. And those are great value to email out and send your list, as well as following up and staying top of mind.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Seuss.
Yeah, so mine is, let me start out with this. Since the beginning, we have always done deck staining on our summertime projects, and it still remains the same till this day. So not much exterior work, not much interior. And we're having rain off and on, and when it rains, it takes time for the deck to dry, at least 3 days, maybe 4, depending. So that's pushing me in the empty spot from keeping my guys busy and is causing a cash flow problem. And I dealt with that in the wintertime, and it's going again in the summertime, which is not good. So I'm thinking here, maybe I should just go towards the commercial side and stay busy with new construction, which I know, Steve, is not good. But it seems like I only get deck estimates in the summer. I love decks. It's quick and we're profitable on it. But if we have rain every other day, it's not good for us.
Yeah, excuse me. Decks are tough, very tough, and yeah, no doubt. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts for Jesus?
So when you talk about commercial, what do you mean? Do you have relationships with anybody who does commercial?
I had the opportunity last winter to be taught by my old boss, but he was asking for a 15% profit. But I told this to Steve, and I didn't make it clear. He was saying that he would make a 37, no, like a 50% maybe profit or 40% profit, and he would just take 15 from that. So that was pretty high profit in commercial, but I just backed away from it. He was going to teach me and help me land jobs at the university here. So I just took to residential repainting and regret it. I'm not sure if he's willing to teach me again, but we were on that phase of him teaching me. So I had that connection there. Anytime I get new construction, people calling me, I just refer them away. Remodeling jobs, refer them away. So I've been referring a lot of jobs away, like popcorn removal cabinets, just because I'm not trying to spend the time teaching my guys to do that. I'm trying to keep it simple. I know decks are simple, interiors are simple. Yeah.
Yeah. The commercial thing, I'm not opposed to commercial. I don't do new construction, period, but some people are very profitable at it. But I think you're already aware of this. The turnaround on getting your money back is a lot longer. It could be 30, 60, 120 days sometimes. And then you've usually got a 10 to 20%. They call that, darn it. It's a thing where they hold it until the job's completely done, the punch list and everything.
Oh
So
yeah,
you've
he
got to
told me
be,
about that.
yeah, you've got to have some money in the bank before you really tackle at least the larger ones. I do commercial, but I market the owner operator commercial. So people who
Mhm.
own doctor's office, dentists, things like that. I'll market those, but when it comes to GE or GCs, I just don't. Although there's a couple of GCs from out of state, who would have thought, that I do work for. They call me up, they get me out of Google, and I charge a premium. People like these maintenance companies from like Tractor Supply or whatever. There's, I'll do a job, I'll bid it high, and I get the job. It's crazy. I don't do any of the commercial, but if you can withstand the financial holding onto your money and go after, I would go after the people who own their businesses versus general contractors.
It's great advice. Absolutely. Yeah. GC, new commercial. You need at least 6 months of emergency funds, capital to float you. And it's a tough game, and they are not as friendly sometimes. And
Mhm.
to most of them, it's all business, and it can get tough. But like Daryl was saying, deal with people, right? Being a relationship business, meaning you can do commercial, just direct to owner. Same thing with the residential, right? Direct to owner, and those are good jobs, and they pay fast and they pay well.
Hey,
Those are
Zeus,
one.
are you doing the kitchen cabinets? No, right?
No, no kimchi. I used to do them. I cut that
Mhm.
off. I cut up popcorn removal.
So what's the reason you cut the kitchen cabinet? Because there's a good profit there, and it's all the time you are inside.
Beginning, let's say last summer or 2 summers ago, I was teaching my
Mhm.
guys. I didn't have the patience just because I was overbooking myself and I was trying to hop in towards the other job. And I have the equipment and everything, but I'm not really trying to go back to it.
Okay. Because I do a lot of kitchen cabinets, and this is a good profit. I have a shop, which is not my shop, but I'm renting. When I have a kitchen cabinets, go there for a week, 2 weeks. And my foreman is very good in the cabinets and is quick. That will be like given consideration so you can be inside. Even in winter time, it's all fit perfect for you.
I think key here would be, Jesus, could you find somebody who's already trained in cabinets so that you don't get stuck in that position?
Yeah. Hire
Mhm.
someone who is very good in the cabinets. Yeah, find a guy. Don't have to be in the field, but you have to sell a lot after that. That's another thing. So keep those guys busy. A good profit.
Quick side thought. I don't know if this would send you in a direction you don't want to go, but just with where you're at, it might be worth like getting a bunch of cookies and going around to all the property managers in town for apartment flips when all the different students leave. Sometimes they need to get the apartment painted before the next renter comes in. That could be something to just keep your guys busy when things are slower.
No, I appreciate that. The thing with the apartment people is that they're mainly down here at least, living like in a college town. They're looking for the cheapest painters, and I usually refer them away just because I know it's a waste of time.
Yeah. How about some of the newer ones going up?
No, I do get well, actually, one guy I built a relationship with, he manages apartments, and I'm actually gonna have my guys start in with their few bedrooms they have for today. So once in a while, we'll land them, and if I build that rapport enough with them, I think. But some of them are just stuck to their mind on going for the cheapest bid.
Yeah. Are you doing the email newsletter for your past clients?
Yep. Send out cards.
Okay. No doubt. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
No, I like that. I like that. So definitely I will plan on doing something like that. I know before I have dropped off like some type of treats to property management people, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a candy bowl with your name on it, and then stop by every other week to top it off for them. So there was a home inspector in Florida, and he hired a business coach, and this is what his coach told him to do. And he started off just as a one-man band, and then he grew into 6 or 9 home inspectors. And I said, I said, what was key for you? And he says, there's all these candy bowls. He says, I'm in 140 realtor offices. Now he's going for realtors, right? Where the same thing applies, same method applies for management offices. And he says, I put a nice glass bowl in there with my logo on it, and I top it off with their favorite candy. I learn what their favorite candy is, and I pop in, and because I saw him at Sam's Club loading up a great big flatbed cart with 5 and 10 pounds of candy. I'm like, my goodness, man. He goes, yeah, I drive around, top these off all day. And it just keeps opening up more opportunities. I think he said he was in 140 offices.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
good. But Steve, what if I've never been to a certain office and I just go in there with candy? Wouldn't it be weird?
Oh, they're
They
going to
don't-
shoot you. They're going to kill you. They're going to hang you. They're going to cut off your
I'll
limbs.
take your candy.
They're
Come to
gonna
my
kick you.
office.
I've done it before, like to little companies, but yeah.
Jesus, everybody gets cold called, but who gets a bowl of candy delivered to them with a
Yeah.
big old smile? Like you're a very personable and likable person. So you go in there with your warm smile and a bowl of candy? Oh
Yeah.
man, you're gonna be in like Flynn.
Do I give the business card too? I've done that before. Do you think that's pushy, giving them business cards?
Here's what you do. Here's what you approach. Say hi, introduce yourself. Say, I'd to leave this bowl of candy with you and introduce myself. I'm sure you guys already have painting contractors that you work with. I want to set here as a reminder that in the event that your painting company can't take care of an emergency, or you've just got something small or whatever it might be that they just can't get to, I just want to be a resource for you that can fill that gap. And so here's my contact information. If something comes up and you need somebody to fill a gap that your current company can't get to, happy for the opportunity.
Very good.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then
The
find
other
out what their
thing is
favorite
like-
candies are. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the other thing is like all that advertised on BNI is like painters of the day. So it's like for offices, you can go on the weekend or probably after working hours because they don't want anybody during the working hours. So that's another thing, is a painter of the day. So they need touch up anything. You can go for a day or Saturday or something just to fill up your gaps. It works for me. So I don't know about you. Just keep it in your mind.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll continue with the rest of this week's show in just a moment. But first, do you have your copy of Steve's book, How to Double Your Business? It's for sale on Amazon for $37, but we want to give you your free copy instead. Just cover the $6.95 for shipping and handling. Get your free copy of the DYB book at dybcoach.com/free-DYB-book.
Isaac, you're up.
Okay. So I wondered about some certain thoughts to help me maintain the mindset of an owner and a leader when in this season I'm starting to just feel like a painter again. And I'm trying not to go backwards, but maintain the mindset of a pioneer while I'm cutting my way through the wilderness. So I don't know if there's any like gold nuggets from any leadership books that come to mind for you guys that kind of help me mindset wise, because I think that's my biggest holdup every day is moment where I hear a good word from a podcast or a book. It'll help me go further and plug away on things that I need to get done.
I'm looking for E-Myth. I think that'd be a good one to review. Have you read it yet?
No, but I've got it right there.
Look at these guys going back to their bookshelf like they're all.
But yeah, no, that's on my list. I was gonna try and knock out 5 levels of leadership first, but yeah, which one do you?
Which is really good for leadership development. E-Myth did a great job of explaining the three. It frames it in 3 levels: the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And how each one thinks and behaves.
Okay.
So I would shift there first because the question was leadership mindset.
Totally.
Once we get back there, then we can jump back over to 5 levels.
Okay. That's
Does
great.
that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then again, Daryl mentioned if there's any time at the end, I've got another question.
Okay, let's do that. Swing back to Daryl, and then I said, Daryl, did you have?
Oh, are you ready? So mine's just real quick. Last year, I was going to take my guys to Top Golf to go just do something out, but
Yeah.
I was having a little bit of a culture issue with my team lead and didn't know what the issue was back then. Now I do. It was my team lead, and he's not with us anymore. So we never really did Top Golf. And now I'm unable to do that because Top Golf is in another county. I have an employee that works with me or works with our team. He's been with us for about 4 months, really good. I actually got him off of Will, who is my team lead now. and they have really good rapport. The problem I have is Thomas, the new guy. He's been with me for, I said, about 4 months. He can't go out of the county because he's on the tail end of his, not the tail end, but he's in drug court. So every morning he has to call, and if his color comes up, then he has to go in for a P test. And then he's got meetings 2, 3, 4 days a week. Plus, he can't go out of the county for another several months. And so I'm trying to figure out some things to do locally, which is not a whole lot, although we do have a bowling alley. But so I'm trying to figure out what I could do locally. My plan is to maybe have us work a half a day, go to lunch at 11:30. I'll buy their lunch, and then we go and do something. I'm just going to pay them the whole day, pay for the lunch. And bowling alley is one thing that's on my list, but I'm just trying to think of some other things that I might be able to do. Just trying to think.
So when we first got started doing this, we didn't have any money, so we could do all these fun things. And then once we started making money, we started doing all these fun things. And what I found was they really just enjoyed getting together. We didn't have to go out and spend a bunch of money. Some of their favorite times were just inviting them and their families over to the house, making tacos or homemade pizza, and playing cards and having a bonfire outside. Those were some of their favorite events.
Okay.
And
So-
it's interesting too. I learned this from my older children. Stephen, they used to come and visit, or we'd visit them, and we'd spend all this money going to the amusement parks, doing all these wild and crazy things. And they just said, "Dad, thank you. I really appreciate it, but we just rather hang out, play cards, and spend time with you guys." Okay, I can save all this money, and man, you guys still have a great time. That's a win. And so we don't always have to spend a bunch of money.
That's a good idea, especially at your place right now. There, it's summertime, so you can go on the park and do a barbecue in the afternoon. So everybody can be happy. You don't have to spend a lot of money. That's another idea, and probably they might love it.
Office right there, guys. It has a pool table, has a dartboard. So he's got
So many things
plenty to
to
do in his office, and a bird, that does tricks. Yeah. So the moral of the story is you don't have to spend a bunch of money and go out to do something. It's the key is just spend some quality time together, having fun. And I would do it after hours. I don't know that you need to take half a day off and pay them. That's very expensive if you do the math, not just on what it costs to pay them, but the lost revenue from that as well. So it's like double. Instead, we would just have them over in the evening, Friday evening, for a couple of hours with their families and just have a good time.
Okay, cool. I've got that written down. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, so on Indeed, I did another campaign and got probably 60 people come through, and all the ones that went through my funnel. So I've got Indeed, my application, the virtual interview, and then an in-person interview. And I don't know why, but it just seems like either there's really experienced people that are like 6 in a row, is super rude, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna pursue that.
Wow.
Or young guys that want the opportunity, that fill out a lot of the questions really well, and then like character showing answers as far as like future oriented motivation. And then the kicker is that they use marijuana, and I'm just not gonna do that. I've experienced too many guys that even if they use it here and there, they just don't think motivationally that much, and they're slow moving, and I just don't even want to get into that. And so I'm going to I'm going to put out another round, and I'm going to use AI and reformulate how I'm wording things to only attract very motivated people to even apply. But I don't know if there's anything you guys were doing to attract guys that, whether with Indeed or anything else. There's another guy that walked into Sherman while I was there that seemed like he'd be a really good helper that I'm going to track down and try and score. But is there anything I'm not thinking of that's worked for you guys for finding great help?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
When you talk about Sherwin-Williams, do you mainly go to one store when you buy your paint?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I do. Of course, that's pretty much the only choice I have. But sometimes, not very often, but I'll do my paperwork at the table there. And I've built a relationship with my manager there, and he knows what I'm looking for. And I'll go into the store and I'll see some dude walk out, as I'm walking in or whatever, or if I'm in there and he's buying stuff and then he leaves, I'll ask the manager, who was that guy? And he already knows what I'm asking. He's like, you don't want him.
Yeah.
Or he's that guy's cousin. He ain't going anywhere. See, he
Right.
already knows. And I've bought cookies. My manager loves macadamia nut cookies, loves them. So I bring cookies every once in a while and I
Yeah, me
fill it
too.
up with that. And so I'm going to get my best. I haven't really gotten a solid lead from him, but I've been steered away from a lot of bad ones, which
Yeah.
is maybe even more valuable. And so building that relationship with him and people, the other contractors, you're not stealing an employee from somebody else, because if they're going to go with you, there's a real problem with where they're at now anyways. That's what I do. I just build relationships. People like the guy I have right now, Luis, when in my interview, he had moved here a couple of years ago and he had just seen our trucks around. I want to work for that guy someday.
Yeah.
And here he is working for me. So that's kind of how I've been rolling.
It's surprising to me because, man, 5 years ago when I was working for, 6 years ago when I was working for somebody else, I would have killed for the opportunity that I'm giving. Like, I'm offering fantastic benefits, great pay, great leadership, like progression, growth opportunities. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to get people to understand like the potential that they have with us, but I'll keep going.
Yeah. Market that like you do your prospective job leads, market employees.
Totally.
Marketing, we forget a lot about that on marketing for our potential new hires, because we might know we're really great, but how does everybody else know that?
Totally.
You know, my team, I've got one person on my team that someone else brought on. He's working up to be an all-star. He's doing really well. Plus my guy got $100.
Yeah.
So somebody brought this up at one point in time, is like getting video testimonials from your painters as to why it's
Mhm.
such a great place, why you're such
Yes,
a
I
great
forgot
boss to
about
work
that.
for.
Absolutely.
Because when Isaac says, I am Isaac, I am great, work for me,
Yeah.
it doesn't carry the same. People are like, oh, he's BSing me. But if somebody else says it, it's, oh, that must be true.
Yeah, I did that a few weeks ago and I felt like it was a pretty cool video, but it didn't get a lot of traction. I might reshare it on my personal page and see if it gets some more views. Darn algorithm kept it buried.
I wonder
Make
if
sure
it's
you
something.
include. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Craig.
Is it something that you could put a link to on your Indeed application?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
So what you can do is quote them in the ad, right? Instead of saying we're great, say quote them on why they like working there or the benefits of it. Right?
Yeah, the opener hook that I grabbed out of it to start the video was my guy saying, like, working for me helps people go from just being a painter to a craftsman.
Now quote them and put that quote in the ad,
Yeah,
the text ad. Yeah, great job.
I'll do that.
Awesome.
Sweet.
All right, gentlemen, it's time to roll out with takeaways. Daryl, would you lead the way, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna look into seeing about marriage counseling for my guy. Try to find a marriage counselor local and get some ideas on cost and availability there before I approach Sherman about it. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Florian?
Yeah, like Daryl was mentioning for counseling services, that's a good idea. I never thought about it. And the other thing is like crucial conversation. I got to watch that. And like you said, every 90 days, just watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
Will be my favorite story on YouTube.
Perfect. Yeah, keep
That's
it
it.
handy. Okay,
Yep.
right on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Craig?
I think I'm about due for an email blast to my customer list, and I should revisit the community spotlights again.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
right on. Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you, Craig.
get some social media content going.
There you go. Jesus.
Be the treat giver.
Yeah.
That candy man.
Candy time.
Andy, man, and
Yeah, there you go. Right on. Awesome. Thank you, Jesus. And Isaac, close us out with your takeaways, please.
I'm gonna listen to the E-Myth and then after that read it so that it just doubles down in my mind. And then I'm gonna, once I get my crew rolling again, have them over for homemade pizza and a bonfire.
Awesome. Okay, right on. Love that. All right, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. Want to encourage you to continue to dream big, hustle smarter. You got this. Have a great day,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Hey, good seeing you all.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. If this was helpful, please share it with a friend to help inspire them to double their business. Again, this is April Burnett. Steve and I are the founders of Burnett Painting and DYB Coach. We want to take a moment and thank you for making us the most rated podcast dedicated specifically to painting contractors. To celebrate, we want to help you break through to higher success. So Steve is now giving away free strategy calls. Just click the link below in the show notes that says free strategy call. There are only a couple of openings on his calendar each week, so get your free call with Steve now. Thank you so much for listening, and remember to dream big, hustle smarter, you've got this.